Welcome back to Anime Explained. Today we are going to cover part 4 of the most awaited series, Black Clover. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Noel encourages Asta to continue fighting, and he successfully lands a blow on his enemy Mars. However, as he is distracted, Mars gets back up and knocks him out. Everyone is astonished that someone so strong-willed as Asta is no longer fighting and is lying on the ground, heavily wounded. Mars had a flashback about his childhood when they were training in a dungeon. The two had a dream of going outside and enjoying the world together. However, that dream didn't come true because all the children were forced to kill one another for their last training. Mars is standing alone on the ground when Fauna declares that she is going to kill him since it's the only way out. Due to his defensive instincts, he unintentionally kills her, and upon realizing this, lets out a scream of lamentation. Presently, he wakes up, and everyone is shocked that he can continue fighting. Mars is about to kill Asta when Yuno tries to shatter the crystal and suddenly the time spots. Surprisingly, he finds a little fairy beside him, who destroys Mars' huge crystal sword and smashes him into a wall with her wind spell. Yuno concludes that the fairy appeared due to the text in his grimoire. Before they can do anything against the enemy, the dungeon begins to collapse, and they all try their best to come out unscathed. On the other hand, Lotus is successful in rescuing Mars and a huge pile of treasure. Mars has once again a flashback of his childhood, and as he wakes up he realizes how beautiful the outside world is. Since Lotus saved him, he has shown his gratitude, and the other is surprised that he can let his feelings out sometimes. Meanwhile, Asta recovers and begins moving, prompting Mimosa to instruct him to remain still since the healing magic doesn't completely mend the wounds. Everyone is happy that they all came out of the dungeon safe, and Asta points to Noel's ripped clothes, causing her to knock him in embarrassment. After a week, Asta wakes up from the tiredness, and everybody informs him how Noel is worried about him. Captain Yanni arrives and informs them they have been invited to the Magic Knight headquarters for their extraordinary work at the dungeon. Everybody wants to accompany them, but Yami sends the two of them alone since the order is from the Wizard King himself. As they reach the capital, they meet up with Claus, Yuno, and Mimosa, who are also on their way to the headquarters. Mimosa gets embarrassed upon seeing Asta and quickly hides. Noel reaches her and informs her that she has been in love with Asta, shocking her. Both of them are embarrassed by this, and Asta wonders whether they are having headaches. As they proceed, they encounter the Wizard King, and Klaus immediately bows down to him. Yuno and Asta have no idea about his identity and ask who he is. Upon realization, they both feel ashamed and quickly bow down. The Wizard King takes them to a tower where he evaluates their magic. He is amazed at Yuno's grimoire and reveals his nerdy side. Aside from Klaus, no one had any idea that the Wizard King could be such a nerd. Seeing him praise Yuno makes Asta feel a little jealous, prompting him to show his grimoire to him. On taking a closer look at the text, he tells Asta that the text is too strange for him to read, disappointing him a bit. Even the sword is too heavy for him since he has an immense amount of magic, and he realizes that it's slowly absorbing his mana. Yuno and Asta reveal their dreams of becoming the Wizard King, and he is amazed at their ambitions. He informs them to cast away their pride and gain as much merit as possible by helping the needy. The Wizard King then invites them to the ceremonial court, where he praises the knights and gives them ranks. They all accompany him there and find various knights from the nobility, including Noel's siblings. After rewarding the high-ranking knights, his assistant informs him of some urgency, and the Wizard King has to leave in the middle. Afterward, they are all enjoying themselves, while Klaus and the newbies are feeling left out since nobody is willing to talk to them. Suddenly, one of them starts complaining about the peasants and comments that Yuno isn't that impressive. Things begin to heat up as Noel's siblings approach her and start bullying them. One of them tells her to leave since she caused their mother's death. Seeing this, Asta goes to her defense and confronts all of them at once. One of the nobles casts magic to hinder his movements, but Asta easily defends against it thanks to his anti-magic sword. A former magic knight creates some zombies and plans to invade the Clover Kingdom as revenge for getting kicked out of the ranks. On the other hand, at the ceremony, Asta announces that he will become the Wizard King to correct all the stuff the nobles have been doing. Hearing this, everybody starts laughing at him, and Noel's siblings start attacking him. Asta can defend himself thanks to his anti-magic. Another one captures him with his magic, while Sylva's family members cast magic. He deflects one of the attacks to make him kneel and asks for Noel's forgiveness. Her brother is enraged and is about to unleash all his power when Nozel, the captain of their squad, and Noel's eldest brother, stops him, criticizing him for going all out against a peasant. Everyone is frozen in fear as they feel the chill of his mana. Suddenly, the captain of the Crimson Lion, Fugolian Vermilion, intervenes and stops him. Leopold Vermilion, Mimosa's cousin, is impressed with Asta's courage and acknowledges him as his rival. Asta is confused at something sudden like this and tells him that he already has a rival, pointing towards Yuno. Though the other assures him that one can have more rivals than one. Things begin to heat up between Nozel and Fugolian since the other thinks he is siding with a peasant rather than a noble. Suddenly, a messenger arrives, informing them about the chaos Raid Spirito and his zombies have caused in the kingdom. One of them casts magic to find where the attacks are happening, and Asta is impressed that magic can do such things as this. Leopold and Asta head out to defend the kingdom. Meanwhile, Raids confronts a horrified little girl and asks whether she likes the kingdom. She begs him to stop the attack because she loves the kingdom, and he is even happier to destroy it now. Asta cuts through the flames engulfing the city and reaches out to protect the little girl. Asta arrives to save the girl and declares that he will protect the kingdom and its people. Raids is initially surprised that someone cut through so easily to reach him, but he soon realizes who he is since Asta is quite famous for his anti-magic. He readies himself to order his zombies to attack him while Asta protects the little girl. Meanwhile, the other magic knights scatter across the capital, and each squad is tasked with protecting a particular area. Asta is fighting a horde of zombies, creating a pile of their corpses to the side. The little girl is horrified but trusts that Asta will protect him. The Magic Knights are getting the upper hand on the enemies, and the citizens cheer them on to boost their morale. After defeating all the zombies, Asta leaps off at his enemy to defeat him once and for all, but Raid summons his powerful zombie, which he named Jimmy. Jimmy attacks Asta, wounding him on his face, and the other does his best not to get injured further. On the other hand, Noelle arrives there and finds him fighting alone. She wants to go to the battlefield and help her friend, but the trauma from being bullied by her siblings is holding her back. Fugolian sees this and smacks her to make her wake up and try to save the people. He advises here that there is no shame in being defeated as long as one doesn't give up. Asta gets exhausted from fighting the enemy, and the little girl is about to be attacked. Fortunately, Noelle arrives for his help and casts out a shield to protect the little girl. Since he isn't facing the enemy alone, Asta gains some confidence and defeats the enemy. Raids doesn't believe that a single attack knocked his zombie out, but is forced to summon another one to protect himself. Raids summons his number 2 zombie, who assaults Asta. Though he isn't one to go down easily, and is, even more, looking forward to defeating it due to his enemy's strength. Nozel is fighting the enemy and realizes that while they may be in greater numbers, they aren't much stronger. He wonders whether it is the work of some big organization or a single person. On the other hand, Leo arrives and sees his rival fighting the main enemy. He and Noelle are eager to help Asta out, but Raid summons another zombie to keep them occupied. Asta is busy fighting the zombie and continuously dodges its attacks. Suddenly, the enemy burns down, and Fugolian appears. Asta laments that he wasn't strong enough to defeat the enemy by himself, and Fugolian encourages him that he did well facing him for so long. To further cheer him up, Fugolian reveals that he has a dream of becoming Wizard King and announces him as his rival. Hearing this, Asta forgets about everything and is amazed that a squad captain acknowledged his dream. Raids reveals that he was cast away because his magic was considered dangerous, And Fugolian comments that his revenge is childish. He summons his most powerful zombie, whose magic works like a magic mirror. Fugo quickly realizes this and counters the enemy's attacks. Asta realizes the squad captain's strength and is impressed. Everybody cheers on Fugolian as he faces off his enemy. Raids is shocked that his zombies were so easily defeated and refuses to believe it. When Fugolian picks up his grimoire to burn it, he is surprised to find only one page and realizes that the other doesn't know any other spell. Suddenly, Raids receives a message from someone, and huge spatial magic is cast onto the city. Most of the magic knights are transferred somewhere so no one could interfere in the enemy's plans. Fugolian doesn't sense anyone's magic and wonders what's going on. A witch appears and casts another spell on the citizens to drain their mana. She is enjoying her praise mana when Yuno decides to confront her and shows retaliation. She is enraged at him, calling her an old hag, and starts assaulting him. Fugolian asks Raids about their true target, and he reveals that their only target has been himself from the start. Fugolian is sent somewhere with the enemy's spatial magic. On the other hand, Yuno is about to lose his vision when he recalls how others have treated him and how he wants to prove them wrong. Suddenly, a flow of wind magic directs him to unleash his power, allowing him to strike his opponent. Meanwhile, Napoleon enters another dimension where he sees someone familiar and is shocked. Is the mastermind of the attack someone Fugolian is familiar with? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. For now, leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content.